Hey guys, my name is EnnyEgg and welcome back to another Cities Skylines experimental video where today we're going to try and make a ton of cash money moolah by trying to create the infinite toll booth loop. Yes guys, we're going to try and make a little toll booth roundabout of some sorts and try and use the lane management system to try and get them to kind of spiral around and around this roundabout as many times as we possibly can to keep them all within certain lanes to try and make us as much cash money moolah as we can possibly get. So this is going to be quite an interesting experiment. How much money can we make without literally building anything? It'll be a nice little sweet way to grind out that sweet cash money moolah without having to build a little city. We'll see what happens. So if you guys enjoyed this and want to see more Cities Skylines experimental videos, then please, 1, make sure you smash that like button down below. 2, make sure you subscribe. And 3, let me know in the comment section down below. And guys, more shall come. So here we go then. We've got this nice big open bits of land. And I'm now going to buy all the tiles from one side of the map to the other. So we can create a nice through road. So we can create it so the vehicles can pretty much start, driving to and from. And that pretty much then sets us all up. Is that all of it there? Did I buy? Oh no, there's more to buy. So thank you for all, there's more to buy. Why can't I get to that one? Right, I'm going to have to buy this one to make the camera angle zoom out. Ah, so damn foolish. So damn foolish, boys. Right, that should now be all of it. Yes, yes, yes. Right, sweet mate. Okay, do you know what? I'll actually buy these ones real quick. So I've got a little bit more space to work with. I'm not going to use all that space, but it's there nonetheless. And then what we're going to do then, we're going to extend the current highway that comes through. It's a single lane road, nothing too jazzy about it. So get it all the way to the other side of the map. Which, there we go. Straight out. And before you know it, we should then start to see vehicles passing through the region like normal. Oh, do we have? Is there a slight issue over here? No. We're okay. We're all good. Okay, so just like normal, when you see in any game, the vehicles passing through on the highway system. Any minute now, boom! There goes a vehicle. There goes some more, and they're just passing through like normal. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we charge these people. Now, I'm not letting them pass through my region for free. Who do you think this is? Who do you think I am? I need cash money moolah for days right now because of this. So what we're going to do then, and we'll set it up over here. We'll get the big 4-lane highway system that we have. And we'll do this. We'll start this side. And I'll bring it straight across to here. Then I'll do one up here going back the opposite way. And we'll replace in the middle some toll booths. So this is the biggest, the widest one right now. How many lanes does this have? Let me get it kind of going straight. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lanes. Okay, that's actually quite a lot. That's actually quite a lot, isn't it? So do that real quick. Now it's more lanes than what we can currently have right now, but we can kind of create something really nice that will kind of set things up. So is this going the right direction? Oh wait, I just realized that's 2x2, isn't it? I don't want that one. I want this one. There we go. There we go. I just realized what was going down then for a second. I was thinking, hang on, something doesn't seem quite right. I'll just do this to here real quick. And then do this to here. Right, just bear with me a second, guys. Bear with me. This is going to be a very, very rough version of it before we create our proper version, if that makes sense. So, we'll get the road coming in. It's actually quite difficult to do because it's all highway roads. But again, bear with me, boys. Bear with me. Right, to there. And then what we do is delete all that back, and they kind of go through our little loop. Now, nothing really much happens, and there's quite a few lanes, so I need to use lane management to kind of make them go through one loop, then change into the second lane to go through again. It's quite a complex and complicated system, But this is, again, like I said, this is version 1. I just want to kind of get the principle of it up, just to make sure that it does work. Because if it doesn't, then this will be quite embarrassing. Boys, we're doing all this for nothing. And we'll get wind turbines set up there. Get a wind turbine set up there for power. And that would slowly start generating us money. It needs sewage as well. Oh my goodness me, guys. It needs a lot of utilities to get up and running, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to have to kind of create a generic road there real quick. That's the wrong type of road, Seniac. Come on, boy. Sort it out, mate. Sort it out. And I bet you this will then need garbage disposal. Oh, shocking. Absolutely shocking. But that's all set up anyway for a system to try and make us some sweet cash money moolah. Now, if we go to look at that in terms of, where's my toll booths? Toll roads here. You can see the money now starting to come in. $220, $230 coming in. It's a simple little setup. Nice and easy. Now, we're going to pause, and we're then going to delete everything that we just did. Well, to a certain extent. Delete to there, delete to there. There we go. And now, this is where we're going to work our magic. So, delete you again, delete you, delete you, delete you. Now, there is 8 lanes, and I'm going to try and utilize those 8 lanes as best as I can right now. So, how it's going to work is we get our highway, and we're going to have to create 2 individual loops going round, because there's 8 lanes. I have a 4-lane road, and I want to try and utilize that as best as possible. So I come off there on that one, and we come off here. We're going to have to anarchy this there on that one. That's the 8 lanes pretty much all set up. Now I've got to try and mimic this on both sides here as best as I can. There. It doesn't really, it's just a rough design we're going to be doing with this. There we go. So I've got them all set up. Then what I do is I do a 14, no actually not 14, we'll do a 10 by 10 on the outskirt one. And do a 7 by 7 on the in one. So, and then where's this here? That's like going to be a 13. Or maybe we should go a little bit more forward by, we'll go up by 3. There we go. And then that will be a 9 by 9-ish. I mean, it's give or take a few studs and whatever. Just to kind of get that up to there. And then we do the same kind of system over here. And then I'll have to, as time goes on, as we kind of get it all set up, we have to kind of play around with it. So 13 by, so again, come out by another 3. And then do our 13 by 13. No. 7 by 7. Right, there we go. I'm not going to play around with it no more. And then we need to hook this up like this. It's going to get so complicated, but it should be worth it in the end. So that looks really complex, doesn't it? It seems like a huge mess. Seniac, what are you doing? How is this even going to work? Well, it's only going to work by one road. So we can't have them come in both ways. We've got to have them come in one way in general. So back to the highway road. And we'll use it by kind of creating a little slip road that joins there. So I'll just have that go up to there. And then at the very end here, we'll have a road that kind of comes out. And it goes under and connects up to there. So how it will work is then, it's all down to lane management. So if I set this all up straight, you got it? So as soon as you join, you're locked in to that outer lane. You get it, right? Logged into the outer lane, and by setting them all straight, should set them all up as well. Again, logged into the outer lane. And then when you get to here, if I do straight again, you can see they all go perfect. So again, outer lane, which goes through here. This goes straight into the ones it needs to go to. Do those straight as well. It does look a little bit complex because they all connect over and whatnot, but trust me, it's all straight. And there's only going to be one area where we then switch them over to the next lane. And that is where we joined them on in the first place. So a lot of straightness that we have to do. And there'll be one section where we convert them over to a different lane. And then I'll explain exactly how it all then works. So up to here. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Alright, bam. And it's going to happen over here, but I'll set that up in just a moment. Okay, so once you get in, you're locked in to a certain road. And to get them to switch over happens at this point. So this here, it gets to a point where it crosses over. So if we kind of follow it around, it goes around the outer skirt, comes through here, gets to the outer skirt here, and then once it gets to there, it merges over to the next lane. Goes round again, comes back, and at this point, it's in the second lane, which is the red one, gets to the red, and then switches over. Goes round all again, and it comes back in the blue lane, switches over, and when it goes around, when it gets back to here, it's going to switch back in. But then what we do at this point with this road is then we switch it over itself to there. Now, it looks a little bit more complicated than anything ever. But we're going to make sure that we do all this right. So this, right now, how many, Oh, wait, I've done it in the wrong spot. Oh, you fool. You fool. Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. I did it at... Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't do this. There we go. Don't do this to me now. I did it a tad bit earlier. No. Okay, don't do it anyway. I didn't want you to. There, okay. So we do it a tad bit earlier then, and let's see how this works again. So it has destroyed a lot of my stuff, but let me just get all this set back up quickly. Okay, so it does everything it needs to do, and let's revert back to this then. So once you're in that outer lane here, you then switch over to the inner loop. The inner loop does the same right now. Does exactly what you need to do, goes into there, that one switches over to that one switches over to that one switches over to this one, but this one, there won't eventually be a need to go into that, if that makes sense, because this one is kind of done a little bit differently. So the switch happens over on this side, so that means that goes over to there, and then to stop anyone going down this one, they turn off there. So what that does then, just to kind of give you a brief overview again, you enter on the outer lane, you do one loop, switch around, when you come back to here, you're in the second lane. And you keep doing that until you're on the inner lane of the outer loop, which then switches over to the outer loop on the inner loop, and then you do the same all over again. And that's literally how it works. So you're going to be going through every single toll booth lane on both sides, which seems a little bit excessive. But that's one way to ensure that we get that sweet cash money moolah, right? That really is. And then we make it go underneath as a tunnel. I'm about to say underground bridge. I know. And then hopefully this will work. Oh, what's happened here? What is going on in the world right now? Right, there we go. That's all done. So let's go into play mode then. Right, is the vehicles on the way? Yeah, there's no vehicles on the way, and we need to make sure that these do exactly what we want. So it's not pretty, but the lane management should be set up correctly that we're going to be good to go. Now, I can make it go the opposite way around as well. What I would do is I then hook that road up over there and then do a turn to go back down. It gets quite complicated, but all these now should go through it. So we'll keep our eye on it anyway, just to make sure that they are doing the right lanes and stuff. So if I give it a little bit of a fast forward, they all start pumping through. And we wait for a couple of cycles for it to go through. And then we should start seeing the money cashing in. Because then we should have consistently a vehicle going through each of the 8 every time. And it's that blue truck there, which is the one at the very front. So that's then going to go for the 3rd one there. Which would then go for the 4th one on this side, which it's doing. Which then switches over, well, it will switch over now, the 4th one there, into here. So it should switch there, which it does. Ooh, okay, so we have an issue just here. Which, okay, I missed that one there, didn't I? Make sure I've got all the others. So, okay, so good job we spotted that early on. And we wait for them vehicles because they've already got the... Oh, wait, that road's going the opposite way, right? Is it? No, there we go. I'm not sure why the arrows are pointing that way. Okay, we've got it fixed right now. So as soon as they merge over, they go around again. Then they end up in the next lane. And we're waiting for our first vehicle to exit here. No idea why that's facing that way. Even though the arrow's pointing that way. At any moment now, when we see a vehicle enter this little section just there. Which, there we go. That little dumper truck is going to be the first vehicle to exit. And just like that, we almost have an infinite loop for the toll roads. And you could expand it, because you could add a toll road there and there and there and there as well. And then, what's the money coming in? Look at that. We've gone from 200 to now having 700. Cash money moolahs coming in just like that. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? It kind of is ridiculous. Now, we've got the maximum amount of cars now coming through from that one road there. We then just kind of have to wait for the vehicles to disappear. Or it could be that me adding in... No, there's more vehicles coming through. Where's my new vehicles? Do they know it's... I reckon they know it's a complete scam. And they're not pumping any more vehicles out to me. Or I could have exceeded the maximum length for which they are willing to drive. To do these loops. So that's what the issue could be next. Because basically what there is, right, there's a maximum length they're willing to drive from one end of the region to the other. And by making them go around this, like, so many freaking times, really does extend the route. Now, they was able to do it at the start because technically they were skipping a big chunk of it. So what if I allow them then? I'll allow them to, when they come into here, they get to skip the first one. So I'm shortening the route by one cycle round. Which by doing that was the perfect amount to allow them to come back in. So now I know that's the maximum then. You can't make them do all 8 on both sides. It's literally 8 on one side and 7 on the other. Is the perfect amount for the road distance, if that makes sense. Okay. So that should start now coming in, right? Yeah. They're now slowly on their way. And now I'm going to also allow it where the other vehicles from the other side can do what they want to do. Because they're trying to come in, but it's not happening for them. So what I'll do for these guys then... I'm in on a ground mode. Right, we'll come off... Well, hang on, let me just delete this a second. Just give me a hot minute, boys. Alright, bring it down to here. To there. Just like I could... Oh, no! Sediac! There we go. Just so I can have this pass through. So what I want it to do, because you want to make it go in this like one direction loop. So if I have it come up, just give me a split second to come into there, but then going on the ground. I'm hoping this is not... Yeah, that works. Alright, bear with me, guys. This is a complete mess that I've now created, by the way. But I'm hoping it's enough that they'll go down there to cut in. So then do... Why is this doing this? What do I have on that is gonna... There we go. So that... I'm hoping this doesn't make it too long for them. But in a weird way, we now have the ability to make the vehicles come from the opposite direction. So they're coming down right now. Let's see if they do what I want them to do. So they turn there. Now go up, back in, do that whole system to come through, but then come out of this tunnel to go down in that direction. So that's one way in which I can get more vehicles coming through this system. There's then always, guys, always a little backlog just here. So there's always vehicles coming in. And there is so many freaking vehicles now going through. So I know there's like a thing that we can set up as well in the regions. Let me just quickly drop one down. Which allows you to have like something. Is it something automated to the policy? City planning. Automated toll. Right, now this, vehicles no longer need to stop at the toll booth, which makes them passing through toll booths a lot faster. Vehicles still need to slow down. Since that increase the vehicle flow through toll booths, reduces the toll booth's income by 30%. See, that is then the thing about it. But I can charge top dollar for the vehicles coming in to maximize the amount of money that we can potentially get. And will we push $1,000? Oh yeah, boys, we just passed $1,000, which is pretty damn good, boy. And then what I'll do is, to make it a little bit more tasty, we're going to create a road coming off this, and I'm going to quickly create a tiny little residential area with a little bit of commercial, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. So let me drop down some residential, but mainly it is going to be commercial. And that's because on this side, I can have set up then the space elevator. It's just a simple way to bring tourists in. And by bringing tourists in, that's the medical center. Space elevator. By bringing tourists in, hold on, I gotta do my lazy magic because I don't want them to do the U-turn there. I want them to do it on the toll booth. By bringing tourists in, it then passes them to this side, which will sequentially bring them through this loop to get over to here. So let me just give them all the needs that they require real quick. Like the water and the power. So power, bam. Right, I'm going to do a row of these because it provides lots of power, boys. We're going to need lots of power right now. And let me just get this pushing over to here because we're going to need garbage real quick. Which I'll just place down like a small recycling centre. Well, that was a large one. That was a large one. Right, give them the fire depot real quick. Give them the medical centre. Just enough to sustain them all. And the police station. And then hopefully that then should start generating us some commercial. Now we got a little bit of commercial coming in, but I think it's the sheer amount of residential that we need to create that commercial demand. I should have enabled super demand on this experiment. The super demand mod. So I'll do high density to bring those people in. Which should then spark our commercial growth to happen. But look at this, man. This is pretty jazzy, boys. So we're never going to make money because we now have the space elevator in. And people are now starting to come out of it, jumping in cars, which sends them through here, which is another way to get extra consumers through our toll booths. So look at that. Look how much, 60% of our income. It's slowly decreasing as we get money from other places. It's starting to come in. And then over here, we'll drop down the industrial zoning. So then all jobs, all vehicles, cargo vehicles have to come and travel through on this side. So it's another way in which we can maximize our infinite toll booth loop. But really we wanted more commercial to kind of bring all the tourists in. So I might have to drop a couple of landmarks and stuff down. This will probably need a couple more wind turbines, but let me get like a couple of landmarks or something down right now. So I'll squeeze them in over on this side then. So I don't really care what I'm placing down. It's just literally to bring the tourists into the area, which it should do. No tourists? Excuse me? No tourists? Where are they all then? And what are they doing? I have no idea. But we're still waiting for it to build up anyway, these areas. What, do they want more industrial? They're screaming out for the industrial. We'll give them a quick couple of schools real quick. And a university, just to give them every need that they could possibly want to kind of grow as a city. And there, finally, the tourists are now coming out. So that then, we'll just start bringing a few more people through via the vehicles. And slowly just, you know, keep generating us money. So we did cross over the 1,000 mark very, very briefly. And I think what will be then good would to place down for the industry a cargo airport. So let me just throw this up here. Now, solely because for them to export their goods, they got to drive through the whole toll booth loop, and vice versa. So it will be quite interesting to see how it all works, how it all comes together and stuff like that. I could also drop in a couple of warehouses. So let's go to the factories. Let's go for the really big warehouse and just get it to store the generic commercial goods that come out of the factories and whatnot. And that's now pumping a load of vehicles out, which should then all drive through our little loop, thus adding more vehicles to the freaking system. And there's now more and more being added. You're starting to get a little bit of a backlog in the queue at the very, very first entrance to the loop, as more and more trucks and stuff come into it. So that is technically going to generate us even more money. Look at that. We're now over the 1,000 mark. 1,100. That's the highest we've seen it at this point. Oh, it's going up even more. Damn, boy! You're getting all the vehicles come through. All the vehicles right now. Can we push 1,200, do you reckon? We might be able to. The more that they enter into the loop and the more keep consistently going round and round and round. Come on, 1,200. We came so close there. Boom! 1,200. That's crazy, man. And that'll just keep bringing them in. It's literally what it would do. There is so many freaky going around our little loop. I think it's glorious. I don't know about you, but I think our little kind of infinite loop here is magical. It's a magical roundabout wonder ride that we all love. And what's the income up to at this point then? 1,300! Damn, son! That's a lot of cash! It's a lot of money. It's a lot of moolah. So yeah, it works, right? It works. It definitely works. But we're getting all issues right now that I can't be bothered to sort out for all the little cities, but for an experiment, it's a brilliant idea. If you want to implement it into your own kind of cities as a way to generate a little bit extra cash money moolah without really doing much, just leave it to do what it needs to do. It doesn't really affect much, and things just kind of, vehicles just kind of just consistently go around the loop-de-loop-de-loop. And we're generating some sweet money, boys. We are generating some sweet cash money moolah. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this experiment. If you did, please smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.